All right, let's talk about water level controllers for a second. We installed a water level controller at the city of Rockport. Right now we're looking at the surge pit. Okay, we ran a trench over to the equipment room and then ran a water pipe from point A to point B. And so the water from the surge pit will equalize through the water line that we ran all the way over to the pit and then come up the pipe to the appropriate water level, and then the sensor will meet the water level and turn the system on and off. We chose to run a water pipe rather than running wiring all the way over for the ease of not having to worry about broken lines underground or running new wires. Okay, so one of the issues that we ran into is when we drilled our first hole. Let's see, there we go. So where my hand is, we drilled our first hole, and then we ended up having to come back and drill about 8 to 10 inches lower. What happened is that the pipe ran 18 inches below the soil and then came up vertically to enter the surge pit. And so we had created basically a P-trap that ran down underground and back up. And then the gravity was not able to overcome the P-trap because it was approximately the same amount of drop and the same amount of lift. So when the surge pit ran below the water level, it could not equalize. So by lowering the equalizer line, we no longer have a vertical lift. It runs 18 inches underground and straight into the wall. So now we have proper gravity equalization happening inside our pipe. So those of you who are unfamiliar with water levelers, the brand that we're using here is called a Levelor. And we have a simple 2-prong sensor. Wire runs into the bottom, up through the top, and down to here. You can easily make an adjustment to the water height here. Let's get this taken off. And then when water touches the 2 prongs on the sensor, the circuit is closed and the system is shut off. Okay, and so inside we have the water level down there. Now the way that we got our pipe height is pretty simple. We set a laser level on the surge pit for the maximum water height, okay, and then we shot it over here. That gave us our maximum height to the top of the pipe. From there we measured from the top down to the normal water level inside of the surge pit and did the same thing over here, and that gave us our approximate location. Then all we had to do was let the pool fill overnight and come back this morning to fine-tune the set point. So that's what we're looking at here with these water level controllers. It was a simple P-trap issue, was preventing the water from equalizing properly. So pro tip for the next time you run a water level controller with a equalizer line for